You freaking guys. These spoilers, man, they were unbelievable. And I'm not just saying that either. Welcome back, y'all. We got One Piece chapter 1134 spoilers. I'm assuming you've already read them. If not, I will link them down below in the pinned comment. Well, below the pinned comment. But yes, we get some insane reveals. And I do not say that lightly. So first up, I'm going to beat around the bush. You know, don't mind me. The first reveal we get is that Stella is still alive. Lilith reveals that on the ship, you know, alongside all of her luggage, she has a clone of the Stella Vegapunk. The big-headed, big-tongued genius is still with us. And here's the thing. Hopefully this isn't as controversial as Saul being alive, because Vegapunk is that guy. Like, ever since we hit that island, we saw that he had holograms. We saw that he had 6 satellites of himself. Like, he has the technology to create clones. And even with the Vegapunk brain, Mars didn't even know what the hell was going on there. He looked at it and said, oh, what even constitute death for a guy like this? So it makes sense that he is still around and kicking. As long as one Vegapunk survives, they can simply recreate the rest of them. So the fact that Lilith has a clone of Vegapunk here on this island, I think he's going to get brought back pretty damn soon. So with this reveal, we also learn that Lilith wants to stay on Elbaf, which I think is a good thing, right? I love Lilith as much as the next Gooner, but the Thousand Sunny is getting very crowded. I mean, hell, we still have Bonnie and Kuma. We have no idea what we're going to do with them yet. So yeah, I do think we need to offload some people, and I'm glad Lilith is taking that fall for us, right? The Thousand Sunny Cloboterman's like, oh, thank God, we lost another 100 pounds. Oh, man. Yes, Lilith is going to be working on the Stella Vegapunk. She's going to be working here on Elbaf. And now we move on to the next scene where we go into the Owl Library. And we see that the Giants are actually literate. We were always wondering how the Giants were able to read small, tiny human Ohara books. Turns out they have some way to make them larger. We're not too sure if they transcribe it into a bigger book in bigger text, or if they have some sort of Vegapunk technology that simply takes a book and makes it double, triple, quintuple the size. But yeah, looks like the Owl Library is going to be where we're going to next with the Straw Hats, which does make sense, right? The feast is still being cooked up. Hardin said he was cooking the deer meat while they're grabbing Saul. So yes, this is all good and dandy. And if you're wondering why I'm so damn hyped, it's because of the next 2 plot points which blew me out of the freaking water. The reveal I was talking about wasn't the fact that Vegapunk is still kicking, it is the fact that we get a hint as to who has been meandering in the underworld. We cut to Loki, and he is talking to somebody named Mosa. Who the hell is this? Is this a brand new character? I'm assuming it is. Right? We all thought it might have been Shiki, it might have been Scopper Gabon. I've even seen people hop on the Louis Arnaud train saying, oh, the guy who wrote the book is the silhouetted man. No. It looks like this might just be a brand new character named Mosa. So there's a lot of interesting things about Oda picking out this name. And before we get into it, I do gotta say that the leakers don't go into detail and say whether or not this was the man off the coast of Elbaf that said, come on then. We don't know if it's the guy with the crazy, what is it, like the rice weaver hat? I think it is, but you know, of course, we don't know. We don't have the chapter in front of us, so I'm just speculating. But yes, we get this new name reveal, Mosa, and right away, you might recognize it, because there is a Mosa no Mi devil fruit that existed in One Piece Film Z. Mosa means to grow, and in the movie, this character could just keep on dancing, and as long as they were dancing, vines would grow out of the ground. So I thought that was kind of interesting that Oda decided to take that concept and put it into this guy's name. It could not be correlated at all, but it is something to take note of. But yes, that is where we're at right now with that character. It looks like Loki is scheming on the side behind Luffy's back, and I really do wonder what his goal is here. Does he not think that Luffy will bring the key back for him and he's sending somebody else to do the job? Or is this person going to be on a different job entirely? I don't know, man. Loki looks a little bit like a mastermind right now. So real quick, but before we get to the biggest spoiler drop of the chapter, a quick word from the sponsor of today's video. Oh boy, it's that time of the day. Did the spoilers drop? Let us go find out. Hey, has anything released yet? Oh God! Oh, what is this doing on my screen? Damn, pop-up ads. I can never catch a break. Well, if ads are a problem, why not just get Pi? And not that kind of Pi. I'm talking about Pi.org Pi. Pi is an ad blocker that not only blocks ads, but it also pays you. if an ad pops up and you see this icon, you are getting paid. You might be wondering, what's the catch? That is what's so great about Pi. There is no catch. It is genuinely and absolutely positively free. So I can get Pi, not that kind of Pi. It's free, it'll save me money, earn me money, and block all these pesky ads? Yep, in fact, it gets even better, because Pi even comes with a shopping extension that automatically applies coupons when you shop, and it gives you cashback rewards too. All you have to do is go to pi.org/SYV and click the Add to Chrome button and enjoy your cashback rewards and clean internet experience with no ads. Oh wow, I love Pi. This kind of Pi. It gets 5 big boo! Thank you, Pi, for sponsoring this video. All right, we're back, and are you guys ready? Because in the last bullet point, we see a magic circle appear here in Elbaf, in the castle that we saw in the background of the Sun World panel. And guess who pops out of that circle? 2 Holy Knights. Guys, I've been waiting for this. The Holy Knights, man. This is Oda's last villain organization that he'll ever cook up in One Piece. Unless we meet like the 20 kings and queens from the Void Century or vice versa, whatever. But the Holy Knights, they're finally here. We get 2 members, and one of them is the Shanks sibling. We don't know what he is, you know, whether it's Shanks' brother, whether it's Shanks' clone, or just, you know, Shanks' cousin. We don't know yet. But the leakers say that this guy looks identical to Shanks. So we're not too sure how identical they mean, right? They say they look alike. Does that mean that this guy's also missing an arm? We don't know if he has the scar from Blackbeard. We don't know much about this guy based off of these initial leaks. But just the fact that he exists is crazy. So here's the thing, right? We all knew, don't play dumb. We all knew that Shanks had a family member out there in the Holy Knights. Garland for Garland, yes, confirmed. And then we saw the silhouettes. One guy looked like Shanks. He had the Shanks hair, he had the Shanks sword, he had the Shanks cloak. We saw that guy and we immediately thought Shanks. People thought that Shanks was a part of the Holy Knights. That's how crazy it was. And then we even got the whole sword thing in Imu's butterfly room. We got that same character kneeling down, kind of looked like Shanks again. And now here we have it. This guy does look like Shanks, and people are saying that he looks so similar, in fact, that it might even be the character from chapter 907 from the Reverie, where they said, hey, Gorosei, I want to talk to you about a certain pirate. See, this is where I drew the line. This is where I drew the line, and this is where it really shocked me, because while I thought that Shanks had a brother, I did not think he would look just like him. Bro, what? I thought he'd have like different hair color, you know, maybe like a different hairstyle, like maybe crazy eyes, but no, this is literally Shanks 2.0. It's crazy to see. I don't know how this is possible, and it does go back to an interview that Oda did back at Marineford, right? Somebody said, hey, Oda, you know, how does Shanks move around the world so quick? Does he have a twin brother? And then Oda just laughed, and then he didn't answer. It's like, okay, something's going on. That is where the Shanks brother theory spawned from. And here we are today, finally learning that it is true. There is a second Shanks out there in the world, and he is here in Elbaf. That's the craziest part, right? It's not like, oh, you know, he exists, he's at the Red Line, or oh, he exists, he's over there doing something. Dude, he is like maybe 5 minutes away from Luffy. he is on this island. The castle is like right, okay, this is gonna be like horrible distancing. The castle's right here. The feast where the Straw Hats are about to eat is right here. Brother, they're right there. I mean, of course, the Owl Library is like a little bit farther back, but regardless, they are on the same island, and I really wonder what the hell is going to go down now. What does Stabs, which is like his unofficial goofy name, what does Stabs want here on Elbaf? And how was he able to get here in Elbaf with another Holy Knight? So going back to Egghead Island, right? Going back to Egghead Island, when the other Gorosei were summoned, it's because Saturn put his hand down on the ground and summoned them. He called them forward. But over here, it looks a little bit different. It looks like they just teleported here, which Saturn did teleport from his ship onto the island. So does this mean that the Shanks clone is off the coast of Elbaf, or does he just have better teleportation range than the Gorosei? Or did they already have another Holy Knight on this island that just summoned them? There's a lot of possibilities here. I think we will get introduced to a brand new power system with this character. And it's crazy, bro. You know, just going back to chapter 907 for a minute. So, like I said, I always thought that this was actually Shanks here. I was wrong, and I always thought that this was Shanks. But now that we have this context, I went back and I was like, wait, like, did they ever call this guy Shanks? And if you read through the dialogue, no. I have it pulled up right here. I got it pulled up. Let me read it. So, we have this. The Hall of Power, Pangaea Castle. The Gorosei say, what do you want? Why would you come all this way? This is the reverie. Given your standing, you should have nothing to do with politics. We only arranged this time on your request. And then the guy says, I appreciate that. And then the Gorosei send the guards away so that they can hear what this guy has to say. I was under the misconception that they said, oh, it's because it's you, Shanks, or oh, red-haired Shanks, huh? No, they didn't say any of that. So yeah, this is him. And the craziest part about it, right, going back to what I said earlier, like, oh, like, we knew he had a brother, but I thought he would look different. The thing is that this guy is colored. This guy has red hair. Dude, what? He doesn't have white hair. He doesn't have blonde hair, blue hair, nothing. He has red hair. Bro, we're going to get these guys confused. Well, I guess if he doesn't have the scar and if he has his arm, we won't get it confused. But that's just insane. I do like this for one reason, though. I think off the top of my head, one reason why I really enjoy Shanks' twin being here is because Luffy wants to surpass Shanks. You know, back in Punk Hazard, Luffy said, yo, I'm gonna beat all the emperors. I'm gonna do it. So I always thought it was weird because in no world would Luffy actually, you know, fight Shanks to the death or in a blood-drawn battle. I couldn't see it. I couldn't imagine it. They're too good. They love each other. But with the Shanks clone-twin being here, it's a different ball game now. You know, if Luffy beats the Shanks twin, technically he kind of beats Shanks. I mean, obviously they're gonna have different powers, different power levels in general, but hey, it's kind of good. That'll be kind of fire. And yeah, dude, this is crazy. Also, I wonder if this is the person Loki is talking about as well, right? Because Loki said, hey, Luffy, you know, you want to learn about Shanks? Well, I'll tell you some more about him if you just release me. And then we also had Loki's boys who said, oh, you know, red-haired Shanks knocked us out a while ago. What if they weren't talking about Shanks? What if they thought that Shanks was this guy? Right? If they look so identical, they might get them mistaken. Of course, in the bounty poster, Shanks has the scar. Of course, Shanks doesn't have an arm. But what if they don't know? You know, what if they just look at this guy and say, yeah, that's him? I mean, red hair, build, cape, sword. Like, I wouldn't blame them for getting confused. I would just think that Shanks healed himself somehow. Oh my god. Yeah, dude, this is an insane reveal. Like, you know, I usually don't throw that out too often. You know, when you look at some of these titles for the videos, yeah, I don't know what to title it because I don't want to spoil people who don't watch spoilers. But, you know, if something's hype, I gotta put its hype, brother. And this is crazy. I love it when things catch me off guard, right? Like I said, I've been on the Shanks twin brother theory for a while now, but never did I think that it will look this close to Shanks. What is going on? I mean, the thing is, too, it doesn't have to be a twin brother. It could just be like a younger brother as well. Because Garling lost his son at God's Valley, right? Assuming that Shanks is his son, or he could also just simply be a nephew, but that's besides the point. But if you lose a prized character like Shanks, right, you gotta have another one. Like, it makes sense why this guy exists, right? They gotta carry down the Figarland name. If your son gets lost or kidnapped or something, well, okay, realistically, you'd want to go after them, but if you're a celestial dragon, nah, dude, just pop out another one. Why not? And yeah, here we have it. We got Stabs or Shanks 2.0. Like, what do we call this guy? People have been making jokes all the time about the name, but like, now that we're actually here, do we want to go with Stabs? Is Stabs going to be the name of this guy? And last thing I want to leave off on, last two things. First up, I think that this might be the reason why Loki is evil, or seen as evil, because Stabs here is in the Elbaf castle. He has connections. It looks like he's coming here to talk to whatever royalty is in there, right? Maybe Loki knows that it's corrupted. Maybe that's why he's an evil giant, the accursed prince. I don't think Loki's a bad guy. If anything, I think that he might know about what's going on here. And second off, why are the Holy Knights here? Are they here for Luffy? because he beat like Saturn and because he's here at Elbaf and because he's a threat and has Sun God Nika powers? Or are they here for something else entirely? There is a chance that they just want food, right? Because the Holy Knights are supposed to be stopping the revolutionaries and bringing food up to Marie Joie. Why are they here on Elbaf? I don't know, man. I don't know. And it's also, I gotta say, it's kind of foul that this guy is here. Because Dory, Brogy, Oimo, Kashi, people love Shanks. Colin, the little giant loser, he loves Shanks. Imagine their reaction when they see this guy, Luffy's reaction. Foul. This is going to be foul. I can already see it, man. This guy is going to besmirch Shanks's good name. Holy crap. So now, the other thing I wanted to talk about is how disappointed I am. Jokingly, by the way. But we hear that there's 2 Holy Knights here, but the only description we get is Shanks stabs. Nah, dude, I want to see the other Holy Knight now. I'm like a fiend. I'm out there looking for fentanyl. Like, where is it, dude? Ah, man, I'm so excited. For the past 2.5 years, ever since we heard about the Holy Knights, I've been wanting them, and we finally got this. Amazing chapter. I think Elbaf, it has just escalated like 3 levels, right? At first, it was like who's the villain? Loki seems bad, but he could be good. He's also chained up already. Who's the villain, right? But now we got the Holy Knights. They are actually here. Granted, only 2 of them. I don't think this is where we're going to take the Holy Knights down, because only 2 of them are currently here, right? There's 9 of them in total, and then there's Garling, who is like a, Supreme Leader, Holy Knight dash Gorosei. So I don't think we're going to beat them here. I think we're simply going to get a taste of their power, and that's all we need. One last thing I want to talk about before we end up this video, but the character that Loki's talking to in this chapter, Mosa, could very well be another Holy Knight. We don't know if it's the person with the, the crazy bamboo rice weaver hat, like I said, but if it is or isn't, maybe that could go up a little bit, right? Maybe that could be just another Holy Knight in disguise, another Holy Knight that's been roaming around the grounds. Crazy, crazy things, man. It looks like we walked into another conspiracy theory since we got Holy Knights talking to the royalty of Elbaf, or at least in their freaking castle. Sorry if I've been rambling a lot. This chapter just really threw me for a loop, right? Dude, Elbaf has been great. Don't get me wrong. Elbaf has been great, but it's been very steady, right? Everything that happened, super steady, super nice, casual. This chapter, though, boom! Like, it's a freaking roller coaster, man. But yeah, man, thank you guys so much for being here. I really freaking appreciate it. Thank you to pi.org for sponsoring this video, and that's where I'm going to end it. If you want to check me out on other channels, I got the main channel, SYV, where I post my chapter reviews, and I also have Psyduck, where I post my Twitch gaming VODs. If you want to check those out, link down below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.